Okay. Hopefully you can hear me now. I don't know why every time I start I have problems with the microphone. But hello everyone. Welcome to your full moon reading for December 2022. My name is Rochelle. I am the owner and founder of Brown Bruja. I am a professional psychic and spiritual development educator. I'm also a lawyer, but I don't provide any legal advice on this platform at all. And through Brown Bruja, it is my mission to help women and femmes of color like you become your own psychic and reclaim your innate connection with the divine. So, today's reading, like the readings that I've done in the past, is for anyone that is ready to take their spiritual practice seriously and to do the work of deepening your relationship with spirit yourself. So, today I'm going to be channeling messages and action steps because integration of the messages that we receive from spirit is just as important as the communication itself. So, yeah, you might get homework. Hello, hi P. Morrow, hi Leslie, hi Sage. Yeah, I don't know why, like literally every time I have problems with the mic when I start, but I'm glad everything's working now. Okay, so if this is your first time watching one of my collective readings, usually what I'll do is I'll channel several messages. One may resonate with you, all of them might resonate with you, so I recommend listening to the whole thing. But just, in general, take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't sound like it's fitting into what you're experiencing in your life, it probably isn't. In general, I do these the Friday before the new and full moons, so you can get guidance ahead of time in case you want to incorporate any of the messages into any new or full moon work you might do. If you don't, that's totally fine. Whatever, do whatever you want to do. It's your spiritual practice. But if you want to see more of these videos, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, let me see if I have any more announcements. Any more announcements before we get started? Oh yeah, so, well, I guess you wouldn't know because I haven't announced it yet, but I've been doing readings for, I don't know, several years now, and I haven't offered anything. It's always been let me stop interrupting myself. It's always been my goal through Brown Bruja that I eventually become obsolete. Oh my gosh, look at how red it is there. Okay, let's just do this. My goal through Brown Bruja is for me to eventually become obsolete as a channeler, as a psychic. My goal for all of my clients, and for all of you who are watching this video, even though we haven't worked together one-on-one or like in a workshop, if you haven't taken any of my classes or anything like that, anybody that comes into contact with any of my offerings, any of my services, what I want for you is for you to be able to connect with spirit yourself so that you don't feel like you have to rely on someone like me or another psychic or somebody else to confirm what you're experiencing, what you receive through spirit communication. I want you to be able to connect to spirit yourself, to have confidence in the messages that you receive, and to be able to take action on them so that you continue to progress, so that your life becomes easier. And so in pursuit of that goal, I offer readings. I have my class Practical Woo, but now but for the past several months, I've been hearing spirit. I've been feeling spirit pushing me to develop something, an offering that provides more in-depth support to people who want readings, but also spiritual development mentorship at the same time. So I'm really, really close to announcing and opening up the applications for my one-on-one 6-month mentorship. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and DM me on Instagram at brownbruja, at brown.bruha, and I'll let you know once the application's open. That's going to be coming up real soon. Hey, Kalana! What's up? So, anyway, yeah, that's gonna be coming up. I'm really excited. I love working with people one-on-one. It's like my favorite way to work. I think it's because, well, I've been kind of like nerding out on human design, and I found out that I'm a projector, and I just do better when I work with people one-on-one. So anyway, that's coming up. So if you're interested, like I said, DM me. Okay, so hopefully that preamble has given you enough time to like get your notebook, your snacks, your coffee. Oh, let me show you what I'm drinking. So, well, my cup is like really gross because it's like spilling everywhere. Actually, let me see. It's been spilling everywhere, but this is like my winter concoction. So I do coffee. I do decaf coffee because I just love to drink coffee. I just want to drink it like all fucking day. So my lips are all dry. And then I'll put hot cocoa mix in it, and I'll add creamer, some kind of creamer. I use like the powder creamer because I'm classy. And then what I've been doing is adding like 1 drop of peppermint and 1 drop of lavender. And it's so good. It feels so gourmet, and it's not. And yeah, so it's just making me happy right now. But let me take a sip. Oh, it's a little too hot, but that's good. All right. Yeah, it's exciting. And this is gonna be, sorry, going back, I'm just like reading everybody's comments. This is gonna be a really limited offer. I already have, I think 4 people, it might be 5 people that are, signed up for this mentorship. Because I can only see so many people a day, I'm also running my membership community, and I do want to still teach my classes and have room for some one-on-one, like one-off readings here and there. I'm only going to be taking up to 8 more people for this mentorship. So yeah. Let me know in the DMs, or if you're curious about it, I can tell you a little bit more in there. But anyway, let's get back to your reading today. Okay. All right, so I'm going to tune in like I usually do. Let me grab my cards. And actually, I've been on a different frequency, so I'm going to be working with my trusty Rider-Waite-Smith, original Rider-Waite-Smith, but I also have this Kitten Chops Playful Heart Tarot. Yeah, this is just, it's super cute, super playful. You'll see once we get into it. Let me put my keyboard on the side. And while I'm tuning in, if this is your first time tuning into this kind of a reading, go ahead and read the disclaimer below in the video description. I am a lawyer, and I did a little bit of disclaimer at the beginning of this video, but yeah, while I'm setting my intention, you can go ahead and read that, and then we'll get started. Okay. Okay, interesting. So guess what? We're gonna be doing, usually I do 3 messages. I'm gonna do 1 extra today. Lucky you. Okay, and me, and all of us. I love doing these. I don't know, like, it's different than doing a podcast where things have to be like a little bit more polished. I feel like when I do these, I'm kind of just like hanging out with y'all, and I can just like, you know, be a little bit more relaxed. I can like be myself. But anyways, okay. All right. So 4 messages today. I'm gonna do what I usually do. I'm gonna pick 2 cards, and then we can like get more into it here. So let's start with the Kitten Chops Playful Heart Tarot. Look at these cards. Like, look at here. Let me just show you. this is really cute. I don't know what's going on here, but like, look, this is the Eight of Pentacles. It's just so like cutie, you know? It's like, aw, it kind of is like Eric Carle vibes, kind of, you know? Okay, P. Morrow says, yes, have my dinner and notebook. Awesome. Leslie says, it feels so personal and authentic when you go live. Well, I'm not an actor. I pretend to be a comedian, but not funny all the time. So yeah, this is the real me. It's the real me, I promise. Okay, so let's get started. What happened here? Everything is like folded in half. Okay. All right. 4 groups. Okay, so personal. Let's focus on personal and spiritual development. Personal and spiritual development. For anybody watching this now and in the future, what do they need to hear? Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 2. Also, do you ever notice how in like every city, the number for like the taxi cab company is like something 2222? I don't know. Anyway, all right. So just a random thought. Okay, so wow. Okay, so the first pile, the first like group of messages that we have here is it too dark? Is that better? Okay. The first group of messages that we have here is the Queen of Wands and the Lovers. Oh, yeah. Okay, Queen of Wands and the Lovers. Then we have... Ooh, okay, so this deck doesn't only have tarot cards. It has something else. It has, like, extra cards, too. So this one is the Emperor and Yes. The Emperor and Yes. Then we have... 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Or, yeah, 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. And then we have 8 of Cups and the Star. Oh, blue. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay. Let me see if I can see any general themes in these cards. You know what? I see that there's like very distinct groupings in the colors of the card. So like, you know, the last pile, it was really blue, right? And then the third pile, it's like kind of grayish with this like distinction between like the above ground and below ground. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that comes out. With the Emperor and Yes, I'm seeing a lot of like fire, flame kind of vibes. We'll see what that means. And then Queen of Wands and the Lovers. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Oh, kitty cat. Oh yeah, here, kitty cat. Okay, so let's actually dive in. We'll start with this first pile. With the Queen of Wands and the Lovers. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, so one thing that's coming up for this first group, something, this might be applicable to you if you find yourself trying something new or thinking about trying something new. That's one big thing that's coming up. It's like, almost, it's... yeah, so the vibe that's coming through for me, it's this energy of making more space in your life for safety, so that you can like have hobbies, like, or do things that are nourishing to you, things that feel like it's like just for the fun of it, but it's actually not. I talk a lot about how creativity is really important for us as humans, but also and additionally in your psychic and spiritual development. Being able to access like that kind of like creative part of your brain, there's something there, and I haven't really been able to fully articulate it yet, but there's something there that's really important to your spiritual and personal development. But the the vibe here is like once you start to say or like put into the intention of these like creative endeavors or hobbies or things that you're doing just for fun, like if you start bringing in energy of like, oh, maybe I should monetize this, or this is going to help me to, I don't know, become a better person. Like once you like get out of like being in the present moment and into like attaching some kind of agenda to it, that's when the magic kind of goes away, if that makes sense. So it's really hard, right? Because a lot of us are hardwired to be productive, to make sure that like whatever we're doing is directly related to, directly supports our survival, and like in terms of like our output, what we can create, or like what can like bring us money and stuff like that. But here it is related to survival, but it's more about instead of creation or like output, it's more just like receptivity and like kind of like rejuvenation, if that makes sense. So if, like, for example, this is so cute. Like, I just love these cards so much. So if you look at the Queen of Wands, I was laughing because the cat's face is funny, because the cat and the lady have the same face. They're both, is the cat reading a book too? Oh no, it's just its tail. But they're just like having a great time in the sun. I don't think that person is even wearing any clothes, so they're both naked. They're just like reading their book, and like the queen has a wand, and it's almost like the more that but I don't really think that she's like, when I look at her, I don't think that she's like reading spells or learning how to cast spells. It's almost like whatever she absorbs is kind of helping her to grow her magic in an indirect way. And it's so cute because the little kitty cat, it's almost like animals like naturally live this way, and they get happy, they get excited when they see us living more naturally, taking away that pressure to be productive, to create, to generate money or something like that. Like just to, they like when we do things without an agenda, other than having fun or enjoyment. So that's kind of what I see here. Yeah. So I just read the book, the spine of the book. It says Tarot Secrets. I don't know if you can see it. Enhance. Yeah, it says Tarot Secrets on there. So that's the book that she's reading. Yeah. So that kind of contradicts what I was saying. But I don't think that well, as you know, when I read cards intuitively. I don't go by like the established meaning. So to me, it's just like somebody who is like, this represents somebody who is indulging themselves in something that just like is really interesting to them. So if this is a person that's reading about tarot secrets, they're not reading because they're trying to become professional tarot readers or to like necessarily refine their technique. It's just because it's really interesting to them. It's like they like studying the occult, and it's like a cool topic to them. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. So with the Lovers, what's kind of coming up is like how it's like bringing clarity. I was gonna say, oh, both cards have cats on it, but it's called Kitten Chops Tarot, so of course they have cats on it. So yeah, because the Lovers, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith is, or in a lot of like the Thoth tarot too, the Lovers is astrologically associated with Gemini. So to me, what that means is like these kinds of activities will bring you more mental clarity, understanding, help you to like kind of like connect the dots between certain things that you've been trying to achieve or like create. Or and this could be honestly, I don't know, it could be career. It just feels like, no, you know what, it could be any area where you've been trying to like achieve some kind of understanding of like how things work. So it could be like, oh, meaning of life, or like, what is this relationship supposed to mean for me? Or maybe you're like, you have some kind of like intellectual project, you're writing a book, or you're trying to like put two and two together, understand like how a whole system works. I kind of see it kind of helping you to bridge the gap in your understanding here. It feels very positive. But the hard part, or the difficult part, is gonna be balancing and not teetering into the territory of how I'm gonna monetize this, how is this, or even like thinking that engaging in whatever this activity represents is frivolous and is not important to your overall well-being, because it is. So let's see. Okay, homework. This is gonna be a long video. Homework for this group. Okay. Oh, wow. So we got Magician and Queen of Wands again. Wow. Big Queen of Wands energy for this group. You got two Queen of Wands. See? Look, they both have sunflower. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, so... Oh my god, that's so interesting. So thinking back to this, like, tarot secret... Okay. These cards... All three of these cards have a person with a wand in it, okay? So that is very important here. So you know what? I think that people... And, okay, let me just explain what I'm seeing, and then I will elaborate, because I just keep cutting myself off. So the Magician card, to me, connects to this Tarot Secrets card, because the Magician card, it's the number 1 in the major arcana, and it also incorporates all 4 elements, all 4 suits of the tarot of the minor arcana in this card, right? There's the cups, there's the pentacles, there's the wands, and the swords. And it's also literally a magician. You have this person here who is also a magician with their flower magic wand. So I think that, you know, very literally, even though I don't usually take the literal meaning, but you could very literally be, if you're in this group, really getting into studies of tarot, of the occult, maybe even like astrology, maybe even like Kabbalah, I don't know, so any kind of like ancient, not necessarily ancient, but like system of divination, learning some kind of like system of divination, or of like understanding how the world works, or how to like interpret messages from the divine. Not like a free form kind of a thing like what I do, although that might be, but it might, I feel like but I feel like people in this group are being really drawn to occult studies because it's really interesting to them. Maybe even like aliens, maybe, or like ancient Egypt or something like that. And I feel like that is quite literally giving you life. Yeah. And so with the 2 Queens of Wands, the emphasis here is on like the personal fulfillment for yourself. And like how it makes you happy, because I mean, look at all the like individual symbolism pointing to individualism, or the emphasis on the individual here. We have the Magician, number 1, and it's like one person, literally one person in the card. And then with the Queen of Wands, we have the Sunflower, which reminds me of the sun, and in astrology the sun is you, it's you, it's literally you. We also have like a lot of like Leo energy, kitty cat, and like Leo is known for one of the associations of Leo is like, having self-confidence. So I don't know, I just feel here that the emphasis is on you, and like having fun, having a good time, studying whatever it is that you're studying. It's the side effects, I guess. The side effects will be of you like being able to bridge some kind of gap in understanding here, and also, obviously deepening your knowledge. I think that's another message with the Lovers, and the Gemini connection. These people just really like to learn, and it makes you happy, and it also helps you feel closer to spirit. I do feel that. So as much as you can, stay in the enjoyment of it. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse there, but yeah, just have fun. Don't worry too much about what it's gonna lead to. If it's serving you now in the moment and it's like making you happy, that's how you know that you're on the right track. Okay. Alright, so now let's move on to P. Morrow says exposed. And Sage exposed. People getting exposed. Alright, moving on to the second group, we have, as a reminder, the Emperor, and yes, look at that. That is so cute. Look at these little jingle bells. The heck? Is that a cupcake? I don't know. Anyway, alright, let me just like tune in here. Okay, I know what this is about. This is about people in this group getting called in to be leaders, into like leadership positions. That's what it feels like. Also, why does my skin look so smooth right now? Is there a smoothing filter on here? I don't even know how to do that. But I'm really enjoying it. Anyway. Okay, sorry. I do feel with this is like somebody coming into like healthy leadership position. And with this yes card, this is like something that people have prayed for or asked for, or you're asking for confirmation of whether or not you deserve to be in this leadership position. They're literally telling you yes. They're literally telling you yes. And maybe it is, okay. Yeah. There's a really interesting theme here about like the kind of leader that you're being called to be, that you want to be. If you look at the Emperor's hand, enhance. The Emperor is holding like a remote control. So I kind of feel like the Emperor in this situation, you being represented as the Emperor, is you trying to like bring some kind of innovation to in whatever capacity that you're going to be leading. And maybe you worried that your ideas were maybe too futuristic, too revolutionary or something like that, or too innovative. But I kind of see you settling into your position now, because if you look at the top of the Emperor, you see this eye here. It's really, and it's right above the Emperor's head. And so I kind of feel like you may be channeling ideas about how to lead, about how to, when I do that, my third eye gets all tingly. Anyway, yeah, about how to lead, about how to be a good leader that isn't like a dictator. Like, you're open to ideas, you're here to like help make things better, and not to just like be in control of everything. I don't really feel like you're here to like because you want to control. It's because, well, you do want to be in control, but only so that you can like have access to like what you need to in order to make change. It's not because like of like you're like power tripping or anything like that. And I don't necessarily think that this is like an only like an organization or in career or anything like that. It could be that like your peers look up to you, or like your family looks up to you, something like even like a sports team maybe or something like that. I just see, but for a lot of you it could be career. I don't know. I just see that you have like all these ideas and like things that you want to innovate in, and you're kind of like coming into your own now. And now, like, after so many weeks, months, whatever of doubt, you just, everything's kind of just clicking for you, is what it feels like with this yes card. Yeah. This feels very divinely supported. With this like little guy here, that to me feels like a spirit guide. It feels like something from spirit telling you that you are on the right path here. Yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing. Okay. I'm kind of getting something, but let me just... Okay. So that's the good stuff, right? About this like leader thing, this like leadership message that's coming through. What they're emphasizing here is sustainability, and also like not taking things too personally, because I kind of see here that like even though you do have a lot of good ideas and you're like really pumped up right now with like all this fire energy in the cards, they don't want you to burn out or like try to like do everything all at once. Number one, because you have limited energy, so you may even want to like build a team. But what I'm also seeing is that like, yes, people trust your vision, but like even so, sometimes making too many changes all at once is gonna like, people like just have a hard time with change, even if it's good. So just be mindful of that. And you also want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that shows that you are honoring and respecting your predecessors, the ancestors of whatever leadership that you're taking on. And you're not just like tearing everything down because you there's just a delivery is important, is what I'll say on that. Yeah, because like even though you're really excited to implement you implement your vision, and these things may, oh sorry, I was looking at my cup and I was like, is that a bug? But it's not. And these things will improve this group or like whoever you're leading. Sometimes, the human sides of us can get to us, and people might have their feelings hurt or have a negative reaction, but you just but because you are a compassionate leader, you will be more successful. And I know that you'll do this. You'll make sure that everybody's on board with the changes and that things are implemented in such a way that people feel comfortable that they'll be able to keep up with the changes and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of this episode of Abbott Elementary where they had to like learn how to use the tablets at the school, and like the older teacher was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and she was getting all mad even though she's like a great teacher, but anyway, I forgot what the resolution of that episode was, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. Except I don't know. I feel like the changes that you're making are better than the whatever that tablet thing was supposed to achieve. But anyway, okay, so homework for this group here. Oh, okay, it came out real fast. Okay, so you have Ace of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So what's interesting to me is that we have fire and we have water. I was gonna say ice, but no, fire and water, right? This knight is charging forward, but there's this like cup of water here reminding them to slow down, to cool down, you know what I mean? So I think what's really important for this group is to make sure that you're checking in with spirit along the way and not just like charging ahead, even though you're really excited, you're really like motivated. Maybe it's like the end of the year and you're like, yeah, let's fucking do this before the year ends. I don't know, but yeah, there's like an emphasis on balancing between fire and water, between the hot and the cold. So checking in, maybe even making sure that you have checkpoints along the way to keep you like going at a sustainable pace is very important. But, you know, the good thing with this yes card is that like, yeah, you are on the right track. You're where you're meant to be. So now all that you need to do is implement. But let me see, how can this group do this? Balance. Can you give us more information on balancing between the fire and the water? Okay, I know what it. Oh, that's so funny. So I pulled King of Pentacles and the Emperor. So this is the second group in a row where we have double card. That's kind of cool. So with the Knight of Pentacles and the Emperor, what they want you to do is get really into the nitty gritty here with the plan. So write everything out. That's kind of, or type everything out, or however the fuck you want to do it. All these ideas, what they want you to do is like actually start writing out the processes so that you get more realistic with how much time it's gonna. Sorry, I got Macapia. Okay, so how much time it's gonna take you to actually implement all these things? What are the resources that you need? When will you be able to acquire these resources? And like, if this is something that happens on a recurring basis, are you going to be able to replicate these processes over and over? And that's going to give you a good gauge of whether or not you're moving ahead too fast or if you need to slow down and cool down a little bit. Okay? All right. Let me know what this is, if this resonates with you, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. Okay, moving on to group 3. How lovely. Let me take a drink of my special coffee, my concoction. Okay, sorry if you don't like drinking sounds. Alright, so 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. I just love this like above ground, below ground. It's so cute. All right. 6 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. Oh, and look at the bunnies. That's cute. Oh, there's a lot of pears in this card. Anyway, and it looks like a cat tree, doesn't it? I just got a new cat tree from my partner's parents. But anyway, okay, let me actually get into this message here. Okay. So this message, yes, Bobby. What I'm seeing here is like collaboration, community is kind of what's coming up a lot. Collaboration, community, being like around a lot of other people, which might be scary. I mean, like at least here in LA, like COVID cases are going up again. I feel like yes, we have RSV, we have the cold, we have the flu, and then people are getting like all these like mystery like bugs that are just like knocking them out. I don't know. So, health implications on one side, but then on the other side, I'm just seeing this like building of community really giving you life. So it could be, building a community or coming together with others in a way, in a safe way that is also nurturing to you. I don't know, like, I feel like people in this group, they're finally coming out. Okay, so I'm getting two messages. Number one, these might be people who like maybe formerly identify as introverts, but then they realize they actually do like hanging out around other people, and that they do, or maybe you are an introvert, but you realize, or you've experienced recently, or you feel this pull towards being around other people in community, or like existing in like virtual community spaces. I just see it to be very nourishing and giving, and it might be like community in the sense that we think of it now, where it's like people that you're not related to, but I think this could be family too, and also friends, like allowing other people to help you. That's kind of what it feels like. Because if you look at well, on one hand, this Eight of Pentacles card, like, they're all doing work. They're all, like, I don't know, carrying their pentacles, doing their, I don't know what the fuck these people are doing over here, but they're doing something together, Oh, they have the pentacles in their killy too. That's funny. It's just, like, it's what song is coming up in my head. I watched a lot of Barney when I was younger, but it's that like clean up song. It's like clean up, everybody, everywhere. It's like doing something that, putting work in that usually would feel hard, but when you're all together, it's fun. Like maybe you have to clean out a hoarder house, or maybe you need to like, I don't know, chop down a tree or something like that. It just feels like, it just reminds me of growing up, and like when, like, I grew up in a house with like my mom and my dad, my little sister, my grandma and my grandpa, and then like in the 90s, like in the mid 90s, my auntie and my uncle and my cousins all came to live with us from the Philippines. And then there was also another point in time where my other cousins and my auntie and my uncle lived with us too. So there were always like a shit ton of people in my house, and like whenever it would be like, okay, time to pull weeds in the yard, like that's kind of what it reminds me of. Like, it's like, this is like not usually fun, but like when I'm with all my cousins, we can like it just becomes like more joyful. It becomes easier to do, and like the work will get done, but the perspective is different because you're like with other people to make it enjoyable. That's what it feels like. And I'm just really loving these like little, I don't know, mushroom people in the corner too. I don't know what's going on with them, but that's really cute. It's like people coming together for a common cause, and you're all like raising your vibrations together because you're so happy. It could also be like community organizing, I feel, maybe some kind of like mutual aid, something like that. But the clear message here with this card is that like being together, being with other people, whether that's in person or not, is like very life-giving for these people. I think there's a message here about like the holiday time with the Six of Pentacles too, and perhaps an alternate message where like, sometime for a lot of people, for very obvious reasons, the holiday season is not so jolly, but what I see here is Spirit kind of reminding you that like you can make it more jolly if you want to. You can choose to spend time with people who give you life, who bring ease into your life, who bring joy, happiness into your life. Yeah, you can like, or you can just be by yourself if you want to. But I do see an emphasis here on community, like I said, for like 10 minutes already. Yeah, there's like with the Six of Pentacles, it's very like I'm seeing like an infinity sign where it's like pouring into each other's cup, kind of a feeling. And I think that's kind of what they want you to lean more into now, where, you know, maybe previously, again, I talked about like introverts or people maybe not wanting to connect with other people, or like going back to like feeling things are frivolous, like feeling like, oh, like hanging out with other people, that actually cost me money. I'm going to spend money. And so like, it's not good for me to do that. It's not safe. So like, I'm not going to do that. Like, they're really inviting you, if you have that belief, subconscious or conscious, to challenge that and, you know, allow yourself to experiment with hanging out with other people and having the perspective that it is nourishing, life-giving, adding to your well-being rather than subtracting from it, even if you might have to spend money. And you don't even really need to spend money. But then there's like, there's like so much coming up with this group. Taking time away from working, from cleaning, from organizing. I don't know. Are you all like Virgos or something? Or your earth signs, or it's like, I have to do this, and this. It's like, dude, you can just relax. Like, I feel like your body, your soul, your spirit is calling you to like take a little bit of time to nourish yourself a little bit. Oh, you know what's kind of interesting? You see how it kind of like goes on to the next card like that? Yeah, like in general, what this message is about is trying to find ways to bring more ease into your life by like calling on other people for help, because there are people that will help you. Like, you can be productive if that's what you really need to do, obviously 8 of Pentacles, but you don't have to do it by yourself. Yeah. And hanging out with other people, it can be annoying, it can be frustrating, it can be triggering too, but it doesn't have to be. Like, you can choose. You can choose to center peace. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. And with the theme of the Pentacles, something else that's coming up is like making this into a habit, or like creating a new norm, timeline jumping, if you want to call it that. It's like rewiring your brain, your attitudes towards life, so that this can become your norm, so that ease, collaboration, pouring into each other's cup, that becomes the norm, rather than, you know, conserving your energy to be alone, to protect yourself. That served you up to a certain point, but I don't know, I feel like you're destined for there's a lot that you're meant to accomplish and do and heal through, and it'll just be a lot easier for you to do if you like have other people helping you with it. Okay, so let's see. Homework time. The Pentacles all have happy faces on them too. It's cute. She's cute. Okay. Homework for this group. Okay. Wow. We have Knight of Swords and Death. Knight of Swords and Death. It just seems so harsh. Like, such like harsh, like in contrast with this energy. This is like so punishing. It's so like, wow. I feel like this group is under a lot of stress, and you might not even know it. Like like living life in a stressful way is your norm. Let me see. Oh, I forgot to move my clothes back there. Sorry. Um, yeah, it's time for a change. With this, yeah, with this death card, honestly, okay, so this isn't really homework. I think this is just like an additional advisement. You kind of did get your homework already. But what this is saying is like if you see how the cards came out, first of all, the Knight of Swords is going this way, Death is going this way. This is how it came out. I think. Watch back if it did. I hope so. Anyway, this is how I'm reading it because this is how I'm looking at it now. But the more that you try to fight the inevitable, the more that you continue living in this stressful way, like the harder it's gonna be for you to evolve into this. And with this death card, I kind of feel like this is inevitable. This is healing that you're meant to come into, and it's just a matter of whether or not you're gonna flow with it or if you're gonna fight it. Not like spirit is trying to threaten you. It's more like this is what it is. Like this is the circumstances here. And so I don't know, with the death card, I kind of feel like, okay, if you find yourself struggling, that's not an indication that you're doing it wrong or you're doing it bad or you're actually being Knight of Swords rather than flowing, that you're fighting rather than flowing. With the death card, it feels like, wait, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Hold on. Man. Oh yeah, struggling. If you're struggling, so like any kind of death, any kind of transformation, that it's hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult because you're changing, your old ways. You're changing your old ways. You're trying to like be open instead of being closed, and that hurts. It hurts a lot. Like think about like, people when they get massages, like me, I need a massage. Like I have all this tension up here. I don't want it to be tense anymore. So, I'll do my own massage. I'll go see somebody for a massage. But like getting to that looseness, that like more healthy state of my muscles fucking hurts. But like that doesn't mean that it's bad. Like the struggle, the pain, that actually might be an indication that like you are doing what you're supposed to be doing because you're trying to change. You're actually trying to like become a better person, live life in an easier way. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as you're going through this process. I feel like the holidays, I'm not a mental health professional, but one word that keeps coming through is triggering. So, make sure that if you're receiving mental health treatment, that you're keeping in touch with your mental health professionals, but also just really staying present. Yeah. 'Cause yeah, all of this is about building more safety for you. And I feel that you are, a lot more protected than you think you are. So when you're struggling, in addition to, reaching out to, your professional medical team, including your mental health professionals, remember that you can always ask spirit for help. If you're really struggling and you're like, I want to be open to this, but I don't know how because I'm a fucking Grinch. You can ask spirit to be like, hey, spirit, ancestors, guides, the divine creator, whoever you ask for help from in the spirit realm, just be like, help me not be a fucking Grinch. I don't know what to do. Help me. I surrender. Open up my heart because I really am having a really hard time. You can ask for help from spirit. This is not something that you need to do on your own. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Okay. All right. last group here, we have the Star and the Eight of Cups. Our blue group, our blue man group. Is that a potato? Like, I don't know. This is so funny. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, okay, let me tune in. All right. Ah. Okay, so with this group, I feel like this is a group of people who are kind of P. Morrow says it does look like a potato. I know, I think that's why I'm like having a hard time taking it seriously, but we're gonna take it seriously. So this is a group that I see is really maybe getting kind of like philosophical, existential. On one hand, another thing that's coming through for me is like this is a group that I feel like you're opening up to like higher possibilities or greater possibilities within your spiritual practice, particularly with regards to spirit communication. I'm feeling this like opening up to like different kinds of entities or like a different kind of cosmic understanding. You see the potato, oh no. The potato is going its own way. The potato is like by itself. It's like I'm feeling that the understanding, people around me's understanding of spirit, of like the meaning of life is different. It's limited. It may be incorrect. And I'm going to continue searching on for my higher truth. That's kind of what it feels like here. Or it's like maybe like everyone around you is kind of like focused on something else that's like kind of insignificant or like not insignificant, but it's just like rooted in the material, whereas you are like, I want to understand everything. I want to understand energy. I want to understand more. Like, I want more out of life. I want more meaning is kind of what it feels like here. I don't know what, if there's like squeezing lemon on clams or something. I don't know. Maybe he's a clam. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's kind of what I see you doing. Searching for greater knowledge, greater understanding. So maybe this relates back to group number 1 as well. But I just see you kind of feeling a little bit lonely on this path to truth. On this path to understanding. Maybe you are going through like some kind of spiritual reactivation, spiritual reawakening, where you're having this realization and you're like, fuck, like I'm the only person that I know that actually kind of thinks this way, and I think that I need to seek out these truths for myself. Yeah, it's interesting because with the star card here, this is actually what brought up that phrase cosmic understanding for me. I do see you, and I feel like this is the potato in the next scene, kind of just going, like, even though, you know, everything here is like happening at night, so it does feel like you are by yourself in terms of, you know, other humans, like other people around you, but you're actually not alone here. You have your guides. You see the bird? You have beings that are supporting you on this quest for higher knowledge, for a greater meaning. I do see that. And I also kind of see that there's an element of like trust here, where you're being called on to trust the journey, because they're kind of taking you somewhere where maybe you're like, I never thought this was possible. Yeah. They're showing you something bigger. They're showing you the bigger picture. And so what I feel like with this, there's like curiosity, but there's a big thing of fear there. There's like, you're I feel you kind of holding back or like not wanting to fully open yourself because of that fear. Yeah. And that's okay. Fear is like what protects us. Fear is what keeps us safe. But I see you're at that point now where you're going to kind of have to navigate, like, am I going to let this fear keep me here? Bars. Or am I going to release, surrender, and trust that I'll be protected and like go further than I could have ever imagined? Is kind of what it feels like. Let me see. Yeah, it's very lovely. I don't feel like you are in danger here. Not that it won't be uncomfortable, because this is like, whoa. Like, I feel like I'm going to space is kind of what it feels like. And it might not be literally, but whatever kind of like perspective shift or understanding that you're seeking, it feels really big. It feels a lot bigger than what other people around you are used to thinking about, you know? Yeah. Yeah, let's see here. Give us more information. Actually, whoa. You gotta take it easy on this quest. Don't do too much, cause you don't want to get lost in the sauce, you know. It's exciting, but like, remember, you are not only a spiritual being, you're a human too. You exist in the material plane. You have material needs. So you gotta kind of balance it out. You balance it out here. It's not all about going to outer space. Let's see. This last group. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, oh, interesting. We have Page of Cups and Nine of Wands. So, in these two cards, here again, we're having the theme of fear coming up, of, like, not wanting to let your guard down because you're like, where the fuck are you taking me? Like, what's happening here? That's coming up. But then also this, like, curiosity about, yeah, what are the possibilities? Could you give me a little taste of what's to come here? Let's see. So I think because the fear is coming up again with the homework cards, I think what you could work on is like whether or not this fear is serving you, and journaling a little bit about, you know, how to kind of like heal through those blocks, heal through that fear. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. And if there is a way for you to approach this with loving curiosity, because I do see that you're interested here. I do see that you're interested. I mean, you are interested. They're talking about like finding a way that you can like ground yourself, tether yourself so that you feel safe, and that you know that there's always a way for you to come back. So I don't know if you all are like interested in like astral projection or something like that. You're going to want to look into safe practices or even like energetic hygiene and protection. That's kind of what I feel like is coming up for this group here. Yeah, and like calling in your guides, making sure that you're engaging in safe spiritual communication practices. You want to make sure you'll be able to come back to your body. Yeah. Yeah. And there's an element here too of secrecy and feeling like like I said, like you kind of had to do this alone, but I don't necessarily think that's true. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but if any of you all who are watching are women or femmes of color and you're looking for a community in which you can convene with other like-minded women and femmes of color to engage in your spiritual practice, Spirit Fountain Community is open to you. It's a community that I run. I don't usually open it up between enrollment periods, but that's another thing. If you want to join, or if you want more information on Spirit Found, DM me on Instagram at brown.bruja and I will send you the link for that. But anyway, yeah, like you don't have to do everything by yourself. And I feel like even though you might feel lonely, even though you might feel isolated, it actually might be better if you can at least turn to other people, like ask some questions about like how you can protect yourself. Or I don't know, I just feel like, you're not as alone as you think you are. Maybe what you're trying to seek is not something that people usually talk about, but you might be surprised. There might be other people that are asking the same kinds of questions as you are. I see you kind of maybe like putting something in your Instagram stories or something, just like kind of like throwing a line out there and just like seeing like, oh, maybe like we'll see if people respond. Maybe put it on your close friends or something like that. Yeah. There's this part is the part that kind of worries me. Like kind of like going off in the night and just trying to like do things on your own. Because once you get here, once you're with your guides, you're linked up with your guides, everything's safe. But everything leading up to that, I'm feeling a little bit worried about like who you're linking up with. Making sure that you're setting your intentions properly. Opening up the channel so that you only connect with the spirits that you want to talk to and nobody else. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, safety first. After you prioritize your safety, it's easy to have fun. That's kind of what it feels like. Okay, that was a juicy one. Let's see here. What do we want to do? Hold on. We could do affirmations. I'm wearing shorts, I promise. It just looks like I'm not. Alright, let's do affirmations for each of the groups. And then we'll close out after this. Okay. Affirmations for each of the groups. Personal and spiritual development. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, group 1. I love and honor myself. Very self-care vibes. Because if you remember, when we're talking about group 1, that was a group where we're talking about like doing things just for the fun of it, for the fulfillment of it, without worrying about like how am I gonna monetize this, how is this gonna be productive, blah 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 blah, right? Yeah. So I mean, I think it's just really important for you to do things just to like show yourself love. That's what I feel. And if it's like, if you're achieving that goal, then you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You don't need to do anything else beyond that. When it comes to whatever thing that they were talking about in the first pile. Yeah. Okay, and then you have, I have the ability to heal myself. This is for group 2. I have the ability to heal myself. I can't remember what group 2 was. It was the Emperor. It was the Emperor and the Yes card. Let's see here. Yeah. It's not just healing you. It's healing whoever you're leading. Yeah. There's a wound, like, there's like a, I don't know if there's like a wound around like a power, like, figures in power or something like that. Yeah. So I don't know. It feels very divinely aligned, is what it feels like. That whatever position of leadership that you're taking, this is actually a part of your personal healing as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're not just helping other people, you're not just helping the people that you lead or, who you all are helping in turn. This is to heal yourself too. Wow. That's awesome. Okay. Third, I embrace the unknown. Oh my gosh. I know what this is about. So, you know, I really feel like these people are like earth signs, the group 3, maybe not like, well, whatever. We won't talk about astrology because I'm just a student of astrology. But anyway, I feel like these people have been burned in the past by other people, maybe like growing up in toxic environments or like having other kinds of like toxic relationships where it's like the more people you add in, the crazier it can get, the more chaotic things can get. But here with the I embrace the unknown card, they kind of want you to like lean into that. Or I don't know, surrender to it. Surrender to the possibility of chaos. Because like chaos is not necessarily bad. And I see here that even though, being in community with other people, yes, you may have less control over the situation. Less control does not mean less safety, more danger. So that's what's coming up here. Yeah, I embrace the unknown. Yeah, because the less you have control over, the more other people sometimes have control over, and they can help you. Then you don't have to do everything by yourself. And that's good. Okay, and lastly we have the universe is my biggest fan. I was going to say I am the universe and my biggest fan. Anyway, the universe is my biggest fan. And I feel called to read this. It says, the universe wants to see you win and is supporting you every step of the way. The vibrations you emit will be reflected back. You must possess an inner knowing that the universe has your back and will support your wildest dreams. Okay. Connecting it with the synchronicity here in this card, I feel like whatever you're experiencing about this like pursuit of like bigger knowledge or higher knowledge or whatever, this is happening in divine timing. It's like kind of like unlocking something for you so that when you move on to the next stage, you're ready. I'm not really sure what it is, but this is like, it's connected to something else is what it feels like here. The emphasis on the U on the jersey kind of reminds me about the figure in the 8 of Cups, the potato kind of like journeying on its own. But at the same time, with the universe is my biggest fan, it's going back to the star card and how the figure in the star card was riding the bird, was with a spirit guide, journeying to the higher understanding or whatever. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just like reflecting on what was represented in that message for the last group. But let me see what, I think there's something else here too. You see the background of this card? It kind of looks like space. It looks like it's just like dots, but that's like not just like water splashed on there. That's actually like, I think meant to represent like the outer space. Yeah. There might be something about like metaphysics, aliens, galaxy, something like that. Because we also have the star card too. So we have star and the universe and outer space. There's something there about aliens or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Let me know. If this is your group, let me know what the heck that's all about. Okay, all right. That is it for our big and juicy full moon December 2022 reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot out of it. Please let me know how your full moon goes. We'll check in again in a couple of weeks for the new moon. And like I said, if you're interested in the mentorship or even joining the Spirit Found community, you can DM me on Instagram at brown.bruja, BRUHA. Make sure you're following me there too, because that's where, I don't know, that's like my most active platform, and that's like where I get to like talk to you guys and stuff like that. What else? Make sure that if you haven't, like if you're just joining now, to like this video and subscribe. You can also check our previous live streamed collective messages if you want to make sure that you're like you're like continuing to improve every new moon or full moon or whatever. You can totally do that too. Okay, let's see. Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. Sage says pile 3 and 4 truly spoke to me. Awesome. I'm so glad. Okay, well, good luck this full moon, everyone. Please take care. I'm sure I will see you all soon. And yeah, I'll talk to you